Imagine that the person you trust most right now in this very second is using information against you that you shared with them. Not out of malice, not out of revenge, simply because that's how their brain works. Because evolution taught us all one simple truth. Trust is currency, and currency can be traded. You think you know who you can open up to? That your partner, your friend, your colleague, they're on your side? Today, you'll learn something that will change everything. Something that psychologists have been hiding for years. Something that explains why the closest people cause the deepest pain. We live in an illusion. From childhood, we're told, trust those close to you. Open up to family. Be honest with those you love. And we believe it. We build relationships on this belief. We share secrets, fears, weaknesses. But here's the truth. Every person in your life is an agent of their own interests. Not yours, theirs. And this doesn't make them bad. It makes them human. Psychology proved long ago, altruism is a myth. Even the most selfless acts are dictated by internal reward mechanisms. Your brain releases dopamine when you help others. Their brain does the same. But what happens when helping you stops bringing them dopamine? Here's the first dark truth. People don't betray you because they hate you. They betray because their priorities changed. Remember this. Betrayal isn't an act of aggression. It's an act of recalculation. Your friend who spilled your secret? They didn't plan it. Simply in the moment of conversation with another person, their brain calculated. This information will raise their status in the eyes of the interlocutor. Unconsciously, automatically, it's called social currency. Every story, every secret, every intimate detail, it's capital. And people instinctively trade this capital to strengthen other connections. Your pain, your vulnerability, in certain contexts it becomes a tool for someone else's influence. Not because they're evil, because the brain is programmed for survival in social hierarchy. The second insight is even darker. The more you trust, the more dangerous you become to yourself. Research shows that people who practice complete openness more often become victims of manipulation. Why? Because a manipulator works with data. Every time you say, I'm afraid of losing my job, or I'm not confident in myself, you create a map of your psyche. And a smart person will read this map. Use it, not necessarily consciously. Often it happens at the level of emotions and habits. Your partner knows you fear loneliness? This information becomes leverage in every argument. Your colleague knows you dream of a promotion? They can subtly sabotage your efforts without even realizing it. It's called game theory in relationships. Everyone plays for themselves, and whoever knows more of the opponent's cards wins. The third truth destroys foundations. Loyalty isn't a moral quality. It's an economic decision. People remain loyal as long as the cost of betrayal exceeds the benefit. Sounds cynical? It's science. Psychologists studied thousands of cases of infidelity, betrayals in friendship, corporate espionage. The pattern is one. A person violates trust when the perceived reward for violation exceeds the fear of consequences. Your childhood friend who suddenly stopped answering calls? Not because they stopped loving you. Because friendship with you stopped matching their new status, new environment, new version of themselves. Their brain made a calculation. Maintaining this connection is energy-consuming. Benefits are insufficient. Decision made. Without malicious intent. Just cold mathematics of survival. This doesn't mean love and friendship aren't real. They're real. But they exist within the framework of this economy. The fourth insight is the most painful. Those who know you best possess the most powerful weapon against you. It's the paradox of closeness. Your mother knows which words will break you in seconds. Your partner understands which buttons to press to trigger shame or fear. Not because they're sadists, but because closeness creates intimate knowledge. And in the moment of conflict, when the amygdala is activated, when the reptilian brain takes control, this knowledge turns into a weapon. Automatically, you do the same thing yourself. Remember the last fight. Remember what you said. You aimed precisely, right? You knew where to hit. Because love and hate use the same map. The difference is only in intention. But in the heat of emotions, intention becomes blurred. The fifth truth will open your eyes. Trust isn't a gift you give. It's a test you conduct. Smart people don't trust immediately. They calibrate. They give small pieces of information and observe. What will the person do with it? How will they react? Will they maintain confidentiality? Will they use it against you? Trust is built incrementally, layer by layer, test by test. But most people act the opposite way. They fall in love, find a soulmate, and download their entire history in one evening. This isn't openness. It's naivety. And a manipulator's brain sees this as an invitation, as weakness. Attachment psychology shows people with trauma often trust too quickly or don't trust at all. The golden mean is strategic trust. Gradual, verifiable, reversible. Now you feel it, don't you? This chill in your chest. This mixture of fear and awareness. Because you're starting to remember moments when you were set up, when your words were used against you, when a person you trusted suddenly turned out to be on the other side. And here's what's important to understand. This doesn't mean the world is cruel. It means the world is real. People aren't monsters. They're just people, with their own fears, ambitions, instincts. And when you understand the mechanics of their behavior, you stop being a victim. You become an observer, player who sees the board. The pain of rejection transforms into clarity. Resentment about betrayal into understanding of human nature. This liberates, because you no longer take their actions personally. Here's what this knowledge does to you. It gives power. Not power to manipulate, power to protect yourself, power to choose consciously. When you understand that every person plays for their own interest, you stop expecting the impossible from them. You stop building illusions. You start seeing patterns. Who actually shows consistency? Who invests in relationships even when it's inconvenient? Who stands beside you not because it's beneficial, but because they chose it? Such people are rare, but they exist. And when you find them, you already know their value. You cherish these connections, not blindly, consciously, because real closeness isn't naive trust. It's mutual vulnerability between two people who see the truth about each other and choose to stay. Remember this: the most dangerous people in your life aren't enemies. They're those to whom you gave access to your inner world without verification. Trust is a privilege that must be earned. Time after time, action after action, not with words, but with deeds. And even then, be ready for people to change. Priorities shift. What was truth yesterday can become betrayal tomorrow. Not from malice, from evolution. And when you accept this truth, truly accept it, you free yourself from illusions that made you weak. You build your life on reality, not on fairy tales. And in this reality you find real power. The power of someone who sees the world as it is, and still chooses to love, but on your own terms.